Good morning, afternoon, and early evening, everyone. First of all, I want to thank the organizers for giving me this opportunity to talk about the ethically sustainable tourism from the host society's perspective, and at the same time to introduce the work we published last week. I will share, or actually Wilhelmina hopefully will share a link to the site at the end of the presentation after I have briefly walked you through it. So first of all, my name is Kirsi Suomi, and I have worked as a coordinator at the Sámi Parliament in Finland in responsible Sámi tourism projects since the beginning on February 10th, 2017. That is a little over 5 years. The projects can be described as a journey to correct the long prevalent and still existing issues and challenges the Sámi have faced over decades in public representations, especially in tourism, that is commodification often executed by outsiders. The projects have been financed by the Ministry of Education and Culture of Finland. So the first larger goal of the project was reached when principles for ethically sustainable Sámi tourism and guidelines were adopted by the Sámi Parliament in Finland on September 24th in 2018. Since they were adopted by the Sámi Parliament in Finland, the ethical guidelines, as well as the illustrations by talented young comic Sámi artist Sunna Kitti, concentrate on the issues taking place in Sámi homeland in Finland. However, many of the points are applicable not only to Sámi and possibly the whole Sámiland, but other places as well, where the local communities and their homes are treated as a part of the tourist attraction, and if tourism in the area is not controlled. The main aim of this new site is to encourage visitors to choose a role of responsible tourist in order to diminish the negative impacts of tourism on local communities. This happens through introducing special characteristics and do's and don'ts regarding Sámi culture and Sámi homeland with all its inhabitants that need to be taken into consideration and respected for the living cultural landscape to remain healthy and safe environment to maintain, develop and safeguard the culture of the host community. So responsibility and ethical sustainability in tourism are road signs we need to follow for enabling the future generations to possibly have similar chances to practice their culture as the people today have. Hence, let's watch the animation on ethical sustainability. That is holistic sustainability. Oops, wrong page. As you can see how we at the Sámi Parliament see the ethical sustainability.
Kovahala, ahta miesi juohke julki, outtasta suutilis outanemme ja suutinnausta ousta elementtä. Kuruhouta julki, lä väärätaatus kovalat ja älli kulttuurtoutaka, kos miessi orru, sosiaalallas ollivuohta. Niin olla suvatettiin sihkarastaa paikkalla servossa, puures vätsimaa, ja psyyhkalatjat. Olkesouta julki, kovita kulttuurillas olliluota, miss siirtaas eustaatsis, nätsä pokta ihtaatsi. Kuruhmanja julki, outtasta ekologiallas olliluota, luonttuu mankkahaammahuota, äälinäustuu säiluma haamis. Ja olkes manja julki, ekonomalas olliluota, voi paikkalla servossa seilo ällin faamolatjan. Voi miesis liuhtse arktales, älli kulttuurtoutakis, outtetsä lassin sihkaraston oonapäivi ja maittai pohtavuhta. Kalke pohtan jolkis seilo chauttiisin. Saamikulttuura auhkastallaan turismas ja saami ruohtu kuului juohti turisma. Jäilä suutilis vuotualta. Jos oktake suutilis outanemme, lähet säutsima elementtään, pahtsaa olla sua kähtä. Jos miesi julkiin oktake vailuu, tähelle laapmasuvan. Aihtaa miesi luontust säutsima veijolla suota, oopne ja maittai pohtavuotas. Kuusla veijolla suota vaihkuhit. Vaadja vastalet ja etiikkalet ja suutilit toimii, saami turismipalvelusa ja puktaki. Kuupne jahte ja valte vuhtii, älli kulttuurtoutaka ja tämän puohorruist. Ja aleke kuote luottai.
So even in Finland, general knowledge regarding Sami people, their history and modern Sami society is still very thin and superficial and often colored by preconceptions and misrepresentations. Hence, increasing and distributing truthful information and knowledge about the Sami, also through tourism, is crucial. There's a lot of information here on this actual visitor's guide, what we just created. And as Minna already mentioned, domestic privacy is extremely important for the local people to not to exceed the social tolerance levels of tourism. One of the main issues also in indigenous tourism is that the local people are targeted and objectified, and people forget that there is a person inside of the dress, not an object that wants to end up on someone's social media channels. And unfortunately, these all are examples of incidents that have happened. There's also the myth of untouched wilderness, which leads to invisibility of the local people in their own home, and also various ways of exploiting Sami culture. And its linked cultural landscape, and also the ways in which it's preached. It's the same as we already mentioned about the leave no trace, follow the path, but there are some specific characteristics in the north that should be taken into consideration as well. So in addition to this actual visitors guidance and animation on holistic sustainability, which we already watched, there's also a large vocabulary with 180 words in English. Unfortunately, there's still about 70% of the words missing, but these missing translations and new text will be added when ready. So the words, they have three and mixed categories. There's the green color and this tick mark for positive words and responsible choices. There's also the red cross for irresponsible or unsustainable choices. And then the blue ones are for informative words. So you can go through the alphabetical order, or you can choose a word where there will be an explanation here, and then you can go via the cross-reference links to another word, or you can actually use the arrows at the bottom where you get the next word in alphabetical order. And here you have, for example, links as well. This leads to the ethical guidelines, which was adopted by the Sámi Parliament in 2018. So in addition to the vocabulary, the whole site still needs small adjustments because we just published it about a week ago. For example, in accessibility. However, the benefit of digital material package is in its updatability, thus making it easy to react to new touristic trends and challenges depending on how they affect daily lives and festivities of local communities. And then, of course, we do have a quiz where you can test your knowledge. And we have 8 questions that show in each quiz, but we actually have 12 questions. And when you choose one of the answers, there will be there will be always the same answer. Sorry, one of the options. So, but the images do change. Unfortunately, this is actually better looking on the bigger screen, but as I'm still working at home, I don't have more than this laptop screen. But anyways, it shows you whether you're ready to visit Sámi homeland responsibly, or whether it's good to go through our material again. And of course, this is all about how we can make a difference, how our choices do matter. And it's up to us how our actions affect the host society and also the future of the host society. So this is the future we do not want. And there's also the future we do want. They are from our ethical guidelines. And it's up for the visitors to choose the role. And as Minna said earlier, it's really hard actually to get through. But even though there were serious issues and concerns related to tourism before COVID-19, the strict restrictions and total halt of tourism brought to daylight the importance of tourism, also for many practitioners of traditional livelihoods. For example, a great amount of reindeer meat, fish, etc. were sold to the use of tourism industry during pre-COVID-19 era. Therefore, tourism is important, but it has to be balanced, controlled, responsible, and ethically sustainable based on correct and up-to-date facts and proper impact assessments that take into consideration both the physical and mental well-being of the local communities, including their living cultural landscape with all its living beings. Hence, the next step on our journey towards responsible and ethically sustainable future is to start creating a Sámi tourism certificate. Luckily, we do not need to start from scratch, as we have Indigenous Tourism Association of Canada, New Zealand Maori Tourism, earlier project in Sweden, that is Visit Sápmi, and many more Indigenous tourism associations to learn from and then to adjust the already existing certificate systems, etc., into our needs. So I think this is about it. Thank you for your time, and I hope you go and get acquainted with our new site. I think Wilhelmina may have posted the website address already. Thank you.